How to overcome the fear of speaking English. Have you ever felt stuck while speaking English? That's exactly how my story begins. Think about this. When we were babies, we didn't know which language we would speak. We just learned whatever our parents spoke. No grammar books, no teachers, just listening and trying. Funny how that worked, right? But when I started learning English, everything felt different. I was like a bird who was afraid to fly. Every time I wanted to say something in English, here's what happened in my head. First, I would think in my language, then I would try to change it to English finally. After what felt like forever, I would speak. It was like cooking a simple meal with way too many steps. By the time I was ready to speak, the moment had passed, and I felt left behind. I remember sitting in my school classroom, knowing all the answers but too scared to raise my hand. My heart would beat fast. My palms would get sweaty, and I'd think, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? Then one day, something funny happened. I was watching a cat video on YouTube. Yes, a cat video changed my life. The cat did something silly, and I laughed. Later, I realized something amazing. The video was in English, but I didn't translate anything in my head. I just understood it and laughed. That's when I learned my biggest lesson. To speak English well, I needed to think in English, just like how we don't translate our native language in our heads. We shouldn't translate English either. So I started doing something different. I began talking to myself in English. While brushing my teeth, I need to buy a new toothbrush. While cooking, first, I'll cut the onion. While walking, what a beautiful day. Was it easy? No way. I made lots of mistakes. Sometimes I used wrong words. Sometimes my sentences came out all jumbled up. But here's the thing, babies don't speak perfectly at first either. They say things wrong, but nobody laughs at them. They just keep trying. I started thinking about how I learned my first language. Did I worry about grammar? Did I fear making mistakes? No, I just spoke, made mistakes, learned and spoke again. Slowly, things began to change. English stopped feeling like a scary monster and started feeling more like a friend. Instead of perfect sentences, I focused on just getting my message across. Instead of being afraid of mistakes, I started seeing them as steps toward getting better. Now, when I speak English, I don't feel like I'm solving a difficult math problem anymore. Words just come out, sometimes right, sometimes wrong. But they come out. It's like finally learning to ride a bicycle. Wobbly at first, but then you just go with the flow. To everyone who feels scared of speaking English, remember, everyone starts somewhere. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't translate in your head. Just try to think and speak in English directly. Practice talking to yourself. Watch shows you enjoy in English. Most importantly, don't be afraid. Think about this. The language you speak so easily today, you learned it as a baby without any fear. You can do the same with English. Your brain already knows how to learn a language. It did it once before. Start small. Say good morning to yourself in English. Name things you see in English. Think about your day in English. Talk to your pet in English. They won't judge your grammar. Remember, the only way to get better at swimming is to get into the water. The only way to get better at English is to start using it. Even if you're not perfect, you're not alone in this journey. Every time you feel scared, remember there are millions of people just like you trying to learn English. Some of them are probably looking at the same words you're reading right now, feeling the exact same things. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Start today. Start small, but just start. Your future English-speaking self will thank you for it.